We have some storms moving in overnight.
Yeah, Jason, it could be a kind of a 1-2 punch kind of thing.
It really could, yeah. I mean, the first one's going to be more of a jab. The other one could be an uppercut. I mean, we'll see how that goes. It's going to be much more noisy the afternoon and evening time frame, that's for sure. So storms, again, early morning time frame. Could see those 1, 2 o'clock in the morning just off to the west. Those will continue as we head into your drive time. And you look after that, we will have a little bit of a lull, but how much of that lull lingers, how much of the clouds linger, how much the rain and storms linger, it's really going to impact what we see later on in the afternoon and evening. If we see those clouds linger for a while and we don't get any breaks, well, that could really dampen the intensity of a lot of these storms and lower that tornado threat a little bit. But if we get a lot of breaks and those temperatures warm up and we build that instability into the afternoon, it could be a very busy day for us. Main threats look to be high winds to around 60 to 70 miles per hour, as well as large hail to the tune of around 2 inches or so. We'll see heavy rain, but I don't know that we'll see any localized flooding. That would depend a lot on if a lot of those storms go over the same locations as previous storms. There is some tornado potential with this system, but again, to what degree is still uncertain and dependent on the clearing that we see with the clouds and the rain. So let's track that out for you. We're going to continue to see those pushing their way in through the overnight. As we looked at earlier, that rain lingers, and we'll see some weaker storms linger as well. And you can see that continues to fill in through around 9 a.m. Notice the clearing well off to the southwest. We'll have to keep an eye on that. This model keeps that from really clearing out and heating up, keeping our temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Again, if we head up into the 70s through central portions of the state, that would provide a lot of oomph for those storms. But if we just get these little tiny breaks, that may not be enough to really tap into the energy in the atmosphere for these storms to feed into. But those race to the east. We head in towards the late evening hours. You can see another line off to the southeast, and those storms continue to move out. By Saturday, we're going to be talking much cooler temperatures. We could be sitting in the 40s again. And as far as rain is concerned, that initial wave through the overnight could bring us 1 inch to 1.5 inches in some locations up off to the northwest and southeast. Central portions of the state will have a better chance as we head through the afternoon and evening of seeing additional rainfall to the tune of 1 inch or 2. Yeah, and if you didn't know, this thing's got the potential to bring in snow too, largely under 1 inch. But you combine that with even some ice potential, and things could get a little bit hairy up through northwestern portions of the state as far as road conditions are concerned. So it could be quite the system that impacts various portions of the state in different ways. But we're looking at 60s tomorrow to low 70s. Saturday, we cool it down. And by Sunday, we bounce right back into the upper 60s to low 70s. This was the look out there today. Had the fog early on, the clouds. And again, we'll likely stay clouded over for much of the morning out there tomorrow as well. So if we do see those breaks, look out for your Friday. After that, things take a much more tranquil turn. We will be breezy on Sunday. Those winds out of the south, that's going to bolster that temperature back close to 70. We stay there with a southwest wind on Monday. And then after that, another system pushes in by Tuesday. Not looking at anything severe, but that is going to cool us down. We're in the 50s by the middle of the week.